Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Malikicowtipper, going to bring you another game of StarCraft 2 tonight, and tonight my opponent will be Wylo, so let's see if Wylo has anything wily to bring to us. Now that just sounds terrible. I mean, how do they even let me get away with making jokes like that? Anyway. Whoa. Excuse me, everybody. Wylo, the red Terran in the upper right-hand corner of Shakuras Plateau, versus me, Malikicowtipper, the blue Zerg in the lower left-hand corner. And I don't even know if I really need to introduce myself in my race anymore because, you know, I'm basically dedicated to the Swarm, improving the life of everyone in the Swarm, equal pay for all drones, you know, even the drones that get turned into extractors, you know, I want equal pay for them. I want compensation pay for the larvae that get cancelled because you built one too many drones and you realize that you needed an overlord. I want compensation for that larva's family. You know, that's just how dedicated I am to the Swarm. But anyway, sending out my scouting probe, and what my enemy is doing, he's sending out a scouting SCV, and he has his path set to over here. Maybe you guys can hit me up with feedback on this one, but I really don't know if he'll ever spawn in these, you know, very direct cross positions from, you know, each other in the map. I've never seen that ever since this map has dropped, and possibly one of my favorite Zerg maps, just because they're basically begging you to take this expansion here and fight your battles once you have creep right out here in the open where you can just do anything you want. Just surround them, take advantage of that. But, you know, there are some little Terran favorite places, you know, there's some chokes right up here, you know, you could get crafty and drop tanks up here. That would be ridiculous to see tank drops up here or something like that. And, you know, even, you know, you could maybe drop a Thor, or get a Thor up here and pick away at some workers or something if you have air line of sight. But sneaking my worker into the enemy's base, he's going for a pretty standard barracks, you know, supply depot wall off, and at this point in the game, I think I'm hoping to bangling bust this kid and just, you know, end the game by 9 or 10 minutes. You know, it's always a fun little way that you can just take advantage of the natural inability for most Terran early game units to defend against banglegs, especially in a wall-off like this, where you can take a quick expansion, get just a little bit ahead, and get that larva production going where you can actually outproduce him and just really nail down those units, because Marines, they're bangling food kids. That's what they're there for. This guy, the only thing he's afraid of is banglings. He's a badass, too. And this is something kind of interesting. He's sending out an SCV over here. This SCV is just going to chill at the Zelnaga. Now, just with the nature of how Terran works, looking at our SCV count, 16 to 14, 15 to 16 now, there's one SCV chilling over here waiting to build stuff. There's one chilling over here, and there's one chilling over here. So, harvesting-wise, it's actually more like 12 to 17. And we still do not have an orbital command going up, which, you know, that definitely helps put me ahead as far as, you know, income goes. It gives me a lot of room to work with and build. So there goes my bangling nest. We check this out. He has a factory going up over here. So generally speaking, when you see the reactor being built on the barracks and the factory going up, that means that they're going to be doing some heavy pushes with Hellions. They're probably going to, you know, just tech switch these buildings and just go straight for those Hellions, which, if I'm going for a bangling bust, guess who's going to be building a lot of zerglings? You know, it's actually a very good counter to this early aggression, because banglings, they really don't do that well against, you know, Hellions. If they get close, they'll do a lot of damage. But Hellions, it takes 3 shots, so if you can get a couple Hellions, you know, 3, and just start lining up the banglings, drive, fire, before the speed upgrade comes down, it's just a world of hurt. And if I have to stop Hellions with, you know, non-speeded Zerglings, I'm just going to have a real bad day, and we can see just how fast these things build. Excuse me. When you have that reactor on there, just there's going to be 2 Hellions out in no time. He's got a few Marines right here. This number of Zerglings, I can't really do all that much. Now, what I'm actually doing is I'm going to be setting my rally point up here, because at this point, I probably should have expected that with the reactor right there, but I was hoping I could do my bangling bust, because my banglings are done at this point, but nope. These Hellions are basically going to prevent that 100%. Right now, before that speed upgrade, they're actually faster than my Zerglings, and they're just going to cook these guys. So right now, I'm retreating these Zerglings back, and have more Zerglings popping out right here, and I do not know why I'm getting this lag. Absolutely ridiculous. Fraps has been running a little weird for me lately, guys, so just bear with me for 1 second right there. See if I can't stabilize this at all. Alright, let's see if that works. Really embarrassing, but anyway, hopefully that'll help improve the game speed. So right now, the Zerglings running out, and these guys are just going to get toasted. If there's one more Hellion there, they'd be at that critical mass where they could, start... No, they need 4 Hellions before Infernal Pre-Igniter to one-shot a line of Zerglings, but, 2 right there. Oh, never mind. They do it right now. 3 Hellions, so there, 4 Hellions, 1 blast, and an entire group of Zerglings is just food at that point, and now that I've got speed, it kind of evens the fight a little bit. I'm able to get a surround on one of them, but you can see how many Zerglings this is starting to cost me. If we look at the units lost right here, just watch how cost-effective these Hellions are being. He's down 100 minerals right now, and I'm down 500, 550, and actually burning the trees there. That's just kind of a cool little effect as far as that goes. If we take a look at the income, we're completely even right now, but he still has these 2 SCVs sitting out here, and he has... No, he's actually collecting, so it gives me just a little bit of an advantage, but there we go. I'm able to clean up all those Hellions, and units lost tab right there, basically even. So I was able to come out of that pretty good, but, definitely could have been better. And these Zerglings running right past these Hellions. My queen, you need to get back on creep. Wow, you are just ridiculous, but you've got 3 kills in your name. You're a hero. Realize that most queens don't even get to scratch the paint on enemy units. Bring these guys up here now. I want to try to get this round. As you can see, we're just playing a little bit of tag right here. My Zergling's like, gotcha, you're it. Hey, you're supposed to chase me now. That's kind of what they're saying. And I feel like if I would have microed just a little bit better here, I probably could have picked up these Hellions. But, you know what? Not really a big deal. I'm not too overly concerned about those 2 Hellions getting away from me because they didn't roast any of my Zerglings. So, they're happy, we're happy. They just got tagged up a little bit, so it's okay. They're just going to go back and get repaired by the totally OP Terran SCV repair. It's so OP, guys. It's just completely OP. But anyway, my 2 bases are really... I'm totally kidding there, Terran. I really don't have too much of a problem with your repair unless you have like 13 of these guys surrounding a Thor. Then it's just ridiculous, but still have a slight economic advantage, and that's what that second hatchery allows me to do. Now, what's actually kind of interesting is you can see I have an Evo chamber going up right now. I'm afraid that he's going to transition, because I haven't seen inside of his base, from these Hellions straight over to a starport and hit me with some Banshees. Just go from one harass tech to another. But if we take a look at this, it's around that 10-minute mark. He's expecting Mutalisks, and to be completely fair, my lair isn't up and running yet, because I did do that little tech switch. Well, I actually didn't do a tech switch, but I'm dropping down Spore Crawlers, so he's expecting Mutas right now, and I'm expecting Banshees, so we're both dropping, the appropriate counters as far as that goes to the respective tech that we're thinking. And 6 Hellions... No, 8 Hellions against these Zerglings. You guys had better run. You're all seconds away from being one-shot, and if we take a look at this, I've got Spore Crawlers that do no good against these guys. Look at all these Zerglings. Just take a look at this. I've got, 30, 40 units, close to 40 units worth of Zerglings right now, and I'm going to bring that unit loss tab back up right here just to show what these Hellions are about to do. Spine Crawlers going up, and these guys are going to rush out. The Queen, stay back. Oh my god, you're going to get 3rd-degree burns everywhere, and no, you're gone. Your life is over. But these Zerglings just getting absolutely torched, doing almost no damage to these Hellions, more of them coming in. And this is not the position that you want to be in, where you're using Zerglings to freaking counter Hellions. I was not expecting this, nor did I want to see this, but my Spine Crawlers are almost up, and I'm going to lose a drone or 2. And I actually want to take a look at the income right here, because he pulled way ahead of me by droning hard this entire time, and losing, I had sacrificed, 4 drones, 6 drones total to build these, which are not going to be of any use. There goes my Spire, morphing more Zerglings back here, so my economy is just hurting really bad right now. But if we take a look at this right here, I'm actually going to be able to clean up these Hellions without any more losses, which is definitely good to my part. The Spine Crawlers, he got a kill, this one more for intimidation factor. The one reason why he is not just absolutely destroying me in income is this massive oversaturation right here. Without the rocks being broken down over here, there's really not that much in saturation, because he's choosing to rebuild all of these SCVs over here when he had plenty to migrate them, and oh my god, more Zerglings. I think at this point in the game I still wanted to try Bangling busting him, but Now, he's very dedicated to his Hellions, and good to him, because I'm very dedicated to my Zerglings, and I'm stubborn. If I get an idea in my mind, I may not change it, you know? I think I might just try to play this entire game just with Zerglings, and be like, you know what, screw it. You're doing Hellions, they're awesome against Zerglings. I'm gonna keep making Zerglings. Yeah, look at that. That was like 10 Zerglings right there. But now that I've got Mutas up on the field, I'm not quite that ignorant. These Hellions are slowly going, you know, very quickly going to outlive their welcome as far as this battle goes, because he can continue producing them, but if I get a pack of Mutas up in the air, they will just rip through these Hellions like no one's business. They've got no armor, only 90 health, the bounce is just chaotic against these guys, and looking at the income right now, I'm slowly starting to drone back up, and that's my goal right now, is just to get a lot of drones out on the field, and he's slowly but surely getting the space up and running, and just, my gosh, that is insane. You've got so many minerals. You should be building another command center right now, or something, or have some more tech buildings. There goes a starport and a tech lab, and I guess he was careful not to put up, you know, a lot of buildings, things that he wasn't going to use, and he was probably expecting to end the game with that quick Hellion play. And he's actually switched these back up right now, putting the reactor on the barracks, and he's switching over to a mass marine build, which is kind of interesting. And right here come the Mutas, and I'm actually using these Mutas just to pick off a lot of these Hellions, but there's enough Marines here where I just want to get my Mutas the heck out of Dodge. That guy, you know, you know what, stupid Muta, he got what he deserved. And flying over here, missile turret, just, I think they know to target the weak ones. No, they don't, that's good. Oh, managed to escape and only use one Muta, but, you know, 1 health, wow, you are lucky. You're a very lucky Muta. Should be happy to have made it out of there alive. And actually, thinking about that, we really should be seeing some more tech buildings, or at least these rocks broken down, because he's just sitting on a lot of money right now. But supply cap's really bad as well, and I think he's actually going to start using some of his energy from this orbital command to just quickly buffer these supply depots over here. But there we go. He just needs to get that up and running. 102, you know, he's just building a lot of stuff right now. And there goes another command center, there goes a barracks, and this factory is actually going to be churning out Thors. So, got some more production facilities going up, and I do like the fact that he's preparing an expansion right now. We take a look at the income tab. You know, he's ahead of me by about 7 harvesters, but I've got just about enough harvesters, you know, between both my bases. I think I've got a little bit of oversaturation going on here. You know, yeah, a few drones oversaturated that could be doing better over here, but what's going on now is, now that I know that he's got the space over here, and I saw that the rocks weren't broken down, I don't expect them to be broken down now. What I'm actually going to do is use this pack of Mutas that I'm bringing out right now to bust down the rocks, and if all goes right, I will actually run in here, hopefully the plan is with, you know, 15 to 20 Zerglings, and hopefully catch every one of these SCVs, and just absolutely annihilate them to counter the Mutas, which I believe he spots over here with this SCV. There's Vikings coming out, I like that. The Thors, he's got the infantry weapons going down. I've got +1 attacks, centrifugal hooks, and 1 armor for ground. That 1 armor for ground, I really like getting that right away, because what I will be doing is transitioning, as you can see, into a Roach Muta build. And giving Roaches that extra armor just almost nullifies Marines' effectiveness against them. You know, the 1 weapon damage helps, but right now he's going to break down those rocks, because I think he knows that I'm trying to be doing something, and even though he's got 4 missile turrets here, now if I rush him with, you know, 9 to 12 Mutas, I can make pretty quick work of most of these turrets. You know, they've only got 250 health, and at that point, Mutas will 2 or 3 shot them, so that turret might not even have time to take out 1 Muta. So, it's just good to have that broken down. And as we can actually see, he's got Hellions over here roasting my scouting Zerglings, so I don't see that this base is going up over here. And he's got his Vikings over here. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm moving over my Lings. I pulled back my Mutas. He's got his Vikings over here so he can see what's going on. And the idea